Hey, good morning. It is the 16th of June, and the Rules Embassy once again is open, at least for a little while longer. So, just got back from working a regional national age group championship series event just up the road they held it at the Nissan research plant in Obama, just outside of Yokohama. And I was working in the swim area, so it gave me some inspiration on wetsuits and wetsuit use at events. So, first thing I want to mention is that wetsuits, for the purpose of most competition rules, such as the USAT Multisport rules, they are considered to be swimwear made of material providing thermal insulation. Most of us know and realize that when you swim in a wetsuit, your body position is a little different, and for those of us that have really terrible body position in the water, a wetsuit will help in many cases to keep us as even with the waterline as possible. And for those of us who are really terrible swimmers and feel less confident about our swimming, it does provide a sense of confidence and peace of mind, right? But for the purpose of the USAT rules, it's thermal insulation. Now, if you come to Japan and you do a race here that's sanctioned by the Japan Triathlon Union, please know that wetsuits are strongly encouraged here, just about to the point of mandatory for age groupers, and they do that for safety reasons. So first off, let's talk about when you can use a wetsuit at a USA Triathlon sanctioned event. So let's go with, first off, the window of permitted water temperature. Based on the water temperature, you can wear a wetsuit. You're permitted to wear a wetsuit at any temperature between the temperatures of 60.6 degrees Fahrenheit and 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything below 60.6 degrees Fahrenheit, wetsuits are mandatory, and everybody must wear them. And the suit must cover your torso and your back if it's a mandatory suit situation. So kind of like the Escape from Alcatraz T100 event this last weekend in San Francisco. Water temperatures are very cold there. Don't know if you've ever been in the water in San Francisco Bay. I've stuck my toe in the water there one time during the late spring, and I can understand why, because it is bloody cold. Okay, so anywhere between any temperature between 78.1 degrees and 83.9 degrees Fahrenheit, wetsuits are allowed. Now, if you wear a wetsuit in that temperature range, you cannot be eligible for USA Triathlon age group rankings or for age group awards at that event. You can participate, though. Okay? And any water temperature that's above 84 degrees Fahrenheit, wetsuits are forbidden. Now, if a head referee talks with medical staff or the event organizer, they can amend the wetsuit temperature, what's legal and what's permissible and all that, for athlete safety reasons. A good example here that I can think of is there's an event that I used to head ref in Pensacola, and the head referee wanted to allow wetsuits for everybody, regardless, and it was primarily for safety reasons. And I told him, you can do it, but I said, you've got the rule that says if you wear the wetsuit, outside of that temperature range, it's a participation thing, and they can't have awards or rankings or anything like that. So if you're going to do something like that and you want everybody to do it, and you're a race director, you need to reach out to USA Triathlon and put that wetsuit proviso in when you do your sanction. Right? And that gets communicated to everybody. But we talked about that before. So, if wetsuits are allowed, it has to fit the athlete body tightly, okay? Once again, when I say when mandatory, it's got to cover at least the torso and the back. If you're... No, I'm not even going to talk about that. Clothing covering the arms and the knees and stuff like that. Let's just talk about when it's legal to wear a wetsuit. A wetsuit cannot be thicker than 5 millimeters anywhere. So that is approximately 2/10 of an inch, okay? Just about 1/4 of an inch. And that's it, at any place along the wetsuit. You know, chest, legs, arms, doesn't matter, okay? Can't be thicker than 5 millimeters. If the wetsuit's made in 2 pieces, you know, so you can wear a sleeveless suit, you can wear a shorty suit, you can wear a full long suit, and there are makers that do vests, you know, vests that you can zip up, and pants that allow you to specialize for your own body type and to do a suit so that it fits you and you alone. You know, just if you're one of those people with a weird body layout. But if the wetsuit is made in 2 places and any overlap, it can't be any thicker than 5 millimeters or 2/10 of an inch. Okay. Any swimmer wearing a wetsuit with a thickness measured in any part greater than that 5 millimeters, it's disqualification. All right. When wetsuits are permitted, wetsuit tops and shorts are allowed, but may not be worn in addition to a wetsuit. So you can't do a top and a wetsuit, or shorts and a wetsuit, right? So it's only one suit. If the swimmer's wetsuit allowed, you can wear neoprene caps or hoods, but that also has to be no thicker than 5 millimeters. And you still have to wear the official event swim cap over that cap or hood. If wetsuits are allowed, you can wear booties or socks, neoprene socks or booties, but it can't have any webbing in there. It has to be a solid, no lie. That's what your foot is like there. No web-like construction, no gaps where there's a possibility for webbing and duck-like swim type stuff. Gloves. You can only wear gloves when wetsuits are mandatory, all right? And they can't be hand paddles, they can't be swim resistance gloves, any of those with the webbing in there, or web-like construction. When they're not mandatory, you can wear gloves, or if you're one of those people that wants to wear neoprene gloves during a not mandatory situation, then you would end up being placed in the non-competitive wave, regardless of the water temperature, right? And once again, any violation of the section, and for those of you that are interested, that is section 4 of the USA Triathlon Competition Rules, and it is page 18 of the rule book. Any violation of that section may result in a disqualification. Hopefully you got something out of this, and you won't have any major issues when it comes time to participate in an event and you got chilly water, all right? Once again, if you have any questions, always reach out to the head referee of the event before the race begins. Go to the